We have a 2003 Excursion 7.3, and the dipstick tube adapter puck, whatever you want to call this. The O-ring on it is leaking very profusely. Normally the procedure would call for you to remove the oil pan to do this. However, that is not the way I like to do it, and I will show you how I do it. You'll need 13mm socket so you can remove the dipstick tube. You'll need a pair of channel locks. These are Nipix Cobras and highly recommend. And you'll need a vice grip. Alright, so I take this nut off here. Take the dipstick off. To make this easier, we're going to get the starter out of the way. Alright, up in there is where we're looking. So next, we're going to get that nut off the outside and get a new O-ring in there. Take it out now. So what we're going to do, get our vice grip put on there. Alright, spin the nut off. And then we have an O-ring in there to get out. And I need to go get a pick. As you can see, this O-ring is very hard and very brittle. Been in there since 2003. Sorry, the commentary isn't that great, but the video should be pretty self-explanatory. Notice there's two notches here, so pay attention to which one you had. This one was in that one right there, as my hand blocks the camera. Okay, so Got the new one in. Clean off the nut for the outside here. Alright, got that tight. Oh, it's out. Get this one off, because it's just as old, just as brittle. Back in it goes. We'll get it secured up top. Normally, the procedure would say to drop the oil pan to do this. Double check that. And then we'll go back up with the starter. And then get that 13mm nut put back on top. And get the oil filter changed, because we were doing an oil change as well. And fill it back up with oil and check it for leaks. Alright, the oil is changed, so let's get this thing started back up. Check for an oil leak again. So to wrap that all up, it's a pretty easy job to do. I'd say most guys could do it. Really, the one thing you need to be really careful with is when you put the vice grips on, they need to be properly sized so they're good and snug, and they're not going to let that thing fall down into the oil pan. If you do that, then you're either going to be really good at fishing to get it back up out of there, or you're dropping the oil pan, which on a 7.3 involves taking the transmission out. That was not something I was interested in doing on this particular job. I've done this job this way a couple of times, so that's the way I recommend anybody do it. It's a real time saver to do it that way. So stay tuned. On to the next.